Hari Om. Which are the ACs which are on? Both are on.
Yeah, that is on. I think we can close this one.
Swami, this is on, but we've turned the vent up because it hits us.
No problem, that is fine, as long as it's on.
Yeah, it is.
You are feeling fine, right? Or anybody's feeling hot in the front? Okay, so let us start. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya-madhyamam Asmadacharya-paryantam Vande Guru-paramparam Shruti-smriti-purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat-padam Shankaram Loka-shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra-bhashya-kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah-punaha. Samasta-jana-kalyane niratam karunamayam namami chinmayam devam sadgurum brahma-vidvaram antar-jyotir-bahir-jyotihi pratyak-jyotik-parat-paraha jyotik-jyotis-svayam jyotihi atma-jyotish-shivosmyaham. Hari Om, salutations to all. Shubh Dhanteras, Shubh Narak Chaturdashi, Shubh Deepavali, Shubh Nutan Varsha Abhinandan, and Shubh Bhai Beej also. All five. Most auspicious few days, 5 days, and I think maybe after 2-3 years we are doing it here. Before COVID we used to do, and then after COVID I think last year we didn't do, no, here? At here and this in Sagar we are doing after quite some time. So, Deepavali, we generally associate Deepavali with what? With Shri Ram, then Lakshmi Ji, people worship when they start, but Ganesh Ji not primarily, because one does worship in the business community, they may do Chopra Pujan and all that. There they may invoke Ganesh Ji. So we associate Deepavali with light, with celebration, with festival, exchange of gifts and sweets, and one thing is very important in that, which you forgot. Crackers. Don't forget crackers. That is uniqueness of Deepavali. And there are enough green crackers available now, and there is no problem with that. We can burst crackers. If people feel that crackers we should not burst, then they should apply that throughout the year. When IPL they won, what massive celebration with crackers was there. That time no dog gets affected. That time animal rights activists, nobody will say anything. So Deepavali is associated with crackers, with sweets, with puja, with Lakshmi Devi. Brahmaji created 4 festivals, specifically for 4 communities. For Brahmanas, he specifically created Raksha Bandhan to change the Janevu. For Kshatriyas, he created Vijayadashmi. For Vaishyas, he created Deepavali. And for Shudras, it is Holi. That's one legend. It's not that people should not celebrate other festivals. It's not meant for them. Not like that. Predominantly. Meaning what? There are 4 festivals to revere 4 important aspects of life. Knowledge we require, strength and protection we require, wealth and resources we require, and hard work and physical labor also we require. All the 4 are required for success. So we celebrate all. And in that we celebrate financial resources, Lakshmi Devi, and the wealth of values and virtues specifically. But generally we don't associate Yamaraj with that. Nobody associates Yamaraj with Deepavali. But the fact is Deepavali is meant for Yamaraj. It begins with Yamaraj, ends with Yamaraj. Swamiji, auspicious occasion, why are you talking about Yamaraj? Very inauspicious. He is a god of death. And we are talking about light. That is our problem. Because we have associated Yamaraj with inauspiciousness unnecessarily. If Yamaraj does not do his work, that will be most inauspicious for us. Imagine nobody dies. What will happen? Please remember, nobody dies means it's not that only physically we will not die. No change is possible because change is death. If death only doesn't happen, means no change will happen. No growth, no evolution, nothing. What is the purpose then? Creation will just be stagnant. So, how is Deepavali connected to Yamaraj? Trayodashi, it starts with Yamaraj. Yama Deepadan, it is done. On the Trayodashi evening, we light the lamp for Yamaraj, so that Apamrityu is avoided. Then Chaturdashi is also connected to Yamaraj. 14 names of Yamaraj, Chaturdashi Tithi and 14 names of Yamaraj we chant and offer Tarpan to the Pitrus. We have forgotten, see these 2 things now we have completely forgotten from Deepavali. Yamaraj and Pitrus, gone. How many people do Pitrus Tarpan today? Even Parvana Shraddha is supposed to be done. People have forgotten completely, we have no idea, nor do Brahmanas also tell anything properly. We are supposed to remember our Pitrus and offer the Shraddha to them, offer the Tarpan also to them, remembering 14 names of Yamaraj. So Chaturdashi we remember Yamaraj again. Then again on the last day, Yamadvitiya, it is called only Yamadvitiya, Bhai Bij. That is the day when Yamaraj is invited by Yamuna Devi or Yami. They are brothers and sisters, they are children of Surya Bhagwan. Because imagine Yamaraj is not invited by anybody. Nobody wants to invite Yamaraj, say please come have a meal. I think the only one who never would have dated is Yamaraj. Nobody will want a date with Yamaraj. No. Yamaraj, दूर से उनको नमस्कार करो. No date. So the point is, Yamraj was, the legend says Yamraj was feeling bad, and so Yami thought that, my brother, nobody is inviting him, so let me call. So she prepared such nice items and all, and she called Yamraj, and Yamraj was so pleased and happy. He went there, he had them food, and then he asked her, what do you want? You tell me, I will bless you with that. She is such a selfless lady. She asked that anybody who remembers you today and any sister who feeds a brother today, you should not trouble them. Meaning you grant them immortality or let their fear of death go completely. So it ends with also Yamraj. And on that day, Yamadvitiya, we also remember the 8 Chiranjeevis. So Deepavali is associated with immortality actually, of ours as well as of the Pitrus. It's not only for worshipping Mother Lakshmi, of course we worship Mother Lakshmi, but it is Lakshmi Devi and Yamraj who are the Pradhan Devatas of this. The main deities of Deepavali are Yamraj and Lakshmi Devi. In that we forgot Yamraj. So that is one point. And when we worship Yamraj, it is very auspicious. Why? Because when we remember death, the delusion in our mind which is there, no? That I will live long, I have enough time with me, I have many other things to catch up right now, spiritual sadhana, spiritual pursuit I will postpone, I will do later, that will go. Because death can come any moment, 1. 2, the very fact that we don't like death itself is a proof that our nature actually is immortality. If something is our nature, we would accept that. Does anybody accept death? We can't accept death. Ours also and somebody else's also. Because our nature actually is immortality. And hence it is very important that we understand that immortality is the main purpose of this festival of Deepavali. Yes, for Vyavahar, one says, okay, Lakshmi Puja we will do, invoke Mother Lakshmi, and definitely it is said on the day of Deepavali, Mother Lakshmi enters into oil and Mother Ganga enters into all rivers. So, we remember Mother Lakshmi. Also for the fact that she appeared on the Dhanvantari Trayodashi from the Samudra Manthan. And on this Amavasya day, we also worship her. But why do we worship Lakshmi? What is the true Lakshmi? Laksh means what? Goal. What is our goal of life? That we have to know. We may seek different things in life, but what is the goal of life? That goal of life is the real Lakshmi. To know who am I, to experience permanent happiness, that is the goal of life. And that is immortality. So the Lakshmi is immortality, and Yama, if we run away from Yama, where can we go? Only way to avoid Yama or rise above death is realize the changeless. And so our Upanishad mantras are very beautiful. When we pray, Asato Ma Sadgamaya, Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityor Ma Amritam Gamaya. These are beautiful 3 lines. These are prayers, and this mantra is found in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Every time we light a lamp, we can chant this. When we do our daily sadhana, we can chant this. We can chant it as a prayer, we can chant it in different ways. We'll see how it can be utilized. But it is to remind us, what is the goal of my life? Think about it. How many people's lives there is clarity that goal of life is to attain permanent happiness? Very few people even know. We think that I want some money, I want some power, I want some position, I want some, promotion, some anything, building I need to build, my child, I need a child, or I need the marriage of my child to happen. Continuously there is something or the other that is there. Those are all goals in life, no doubt. But what is the goal of life? That is to realize supreme happiness, that permanent happiness. So this is a prayer, this is the mantra which is a prayer to Bhagavan, that you please help me to evolve. Gamaya means to, Gachati means to go. Gamaya means to make somebody go. It is causal usage in Sanskrit. To make somebody go is Gamaya. So we are praying to Bhagavan, please make me go from what? From Asat to Sat, from untruth to truth. Means may I move, may I evolve from untruth to truth, from darkness to light, from ignorance to, from mortality to immortality. And that's why we are worshippers of light in this country. Our culture is beautiful. We are worshippers of light, of knowledge. And so our country is called what? Bharat. Bha means light, effulgence. Rat means to revel. So those who revel in knowledge, who revel in light, who are worshippers of light. Imagine, if we are worshippers of light, why should there be depression in our life? Depression is darkness. How many people going through depression today? Mental health has become like such a big challenge. The depression only is another epidemic. Pandemic, sorry. Epidemic is a physical disease. Pandemic then. That is another pandemic. Young people going through that today. Because goal of life not clear, means is not clear, peer pressure is so much. How much of a festival itself will bring peer pressure. FOMO will be there in so many people. Fear of missing out. Everybody is traveling, I am not traveling anywhere, finished. Arey bhai, just because everybody is traveling, why should you? Is festival meant for travel? That's very strange thing. Our Hindus now, we wait for Deepavali. The Deepavali time comes 5 days, chalo, chutti manao, kahin chale jao. I am not saying don't go where you want to go, but do celebrate the ritual as it should be celebrated. Do that and then go. And wherever you go, there also you can celebrate with that bhav, no? Forgetting what we are supposed to do, then if we just enjoy it and do some revelry, that's how we lose the culture. How beautiful are our cultures, traditions and values. So, when we say this, Asato Ma Sadgamaya, Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya, please don't connect it to ending of a session. It is a prayer for our life. Otherwise, chalo, Asato Ma Sadgamaya means now meditation is ending, or the class Satsang is ending. Purnamada Purnamidam also we say that means ending of the class. Arey, that is an invocation, Shanti mantra in the Ishavasya Upanishad. So connected to evolution. It is a supreme prayer. It is that prayer. See, generally when we pray to Bhagavan, what do we pray? Bhagavan, please bless me with some wealth, some power, some position, all this, with health and whatever we want. So even spiritual values. But whatever we pray for, it will only keep us finite. Maybe it will make us better in that sense. If I didn't have wealth, I have wealth now with God's grace, so I am much more prosperous now. If I didn't have some house, now I have a house, I am much more secure, let us say. But I still remain finite. I still need something. My wants are not fulfilled completely. This is a prayer. If this is realized, wanting will stop. Finitude will end. Goal of life is realized. Fulfillment is achieved. Nothing more is required. This is the final ultimate prayer. Nothing beyond this. If we realize, what should we realize? 3 things. Sat, Jyoti and Amrit. And all this we want. It is not that we are happy with Asat, with Tamas and with Mrityu. We are not. If we were happy with it, there will be no desire to know the truth. There will be comfort with death. There will be no problem with sorrow. We will revel in sorrow. But the very fact that we don't want these three, nobody wants to die. So death one is not comfortable with. We don't want to, because we associate death with non-existence. We don't want to accept non-existence because our nature is existence. So Sat is my nature. I want to know. Ignorance I don't like. We may not want to know certain specific subjects, but I definitely want to know what is happening in my neighbor's life. I want to know. Kuch na kuch, some gossip, who is doing what with whom. What did this person say in this particular show? And one controversy associated with that, and then debates about it. Hare Ram. Everything that I am very eager to know. Brahma Vidya, हाँ ठीक है. Tattvamasi, okay, आगे बढ़ो. It goes like that. I may not have interest in specific subjects, but I want to know. The quest for knowledge is there in me. And I want to be happy. The very fact that I am seeking pleasure means I want to be happy. We don't want to be miserable, or we don't even want to be, in today's age, we don't even want to be peaceful in that way, because people think peace is equal to dullness. कुछ excitement होना चाहिए life में, मजा. So you ask Gujaratis, केम छो? मजा मा. Always मजा मा. Ask others, केम छो? सजा मा. We have to be always in happiness. So I'm not saying Gujaratis are not in saja. They also go through sometimes ups and downs, but I like how we greet. Kem cho? Maja ma. So the point is, we want happiness. We want immortality. We want knowledge. We want happiness. And we want all this in full measure. We don't want little. I want to be permanent. It's not that I want to be existing only now for some time. I want to live forever. That's why I don't want to die. Even in this temporary world, what do I seek? Permanent address, permanent health, permanent love, permanent relationships. We seek, no? Permanency is what we want. But we are seeking in the wrong place. So the seeker is one who realizes first and foremost, what do I really want? I want Sat, Chit and Anand. Actually my basic demand is for Sat, Chit, Anand. Scripture may say this. It has to become my realization that I want this. Ultimately, through everything, I want this only, and this is my goal. And if this is the goal of life, will I attain it at the end of life? Or now? How is it, what is a better way to live? To realize Sachidanand and live as Sachidanand Brahman rest of the life, or to live as a Jiva right now and try to realize Brahman for the end of the life? Which is better?
First one is better.
You will say that first one is better. That is because you are students of Vedanta. Or you are supposed to say that in Satsang. Deep down one may be, Swamiji, in Satsang first one is better, outside Satsang second one is better. Why? Because Sachidanand तो हमारा स्वरूप है, कभी न कभी मिल ही जाएगा. These new enjoyments which are coming, no? Have you tried this type of a food, this type of a place, that particular, and with artificial intelligence, what all is happening now? This amazing world, Swamiji, just you should explore. Wow. No problem with that. A seeker does not stop exploring any of these, but the seeker says that is not my main goal. What will it give me finally? It is temporary. So the seeker knows very clearly, my deepest demand will be for Sat Chit Anand only. And enough of playing with the toys, now go for the main thing. Which is why the prayer is there. That Bhagwan, please lead me from Asat to Sat. Why should I be led from Asat to Sat? Why should I be led from Tamas to Jyoti, from Mrityu to Amrit? Because if I am comfortable reveling in that, then I don't need. But the fact is, the seeker realizes that I am not comfortable. That is a very important state for a seeker. To understand that I am facing some emptiness. No doubt I have achieved great things in life with Bhagwan's grace, with my efforts. But still there is some want or not. I always keep saying that wants get fulfilled, but wanting doesn't get fulfilled. Something or the other we keep wanting. And the best part is Deepavali also we will want. What do we want? We will ask also some people, what do you want for Deepavali? Please tell me, I will get you that. Regular life, that is all right. A seeker will say, I don't want anything. If you can give me desirelessness, that is the best. But that nobody else can give. So, wanting, if it ends, no, one realizes fulfillment. And so here it is that the seeker prays. So first thing I said is this mantra is a ultimate prayer, gaining which nothing more remains to be gained, so I don't have to pray anymore after that. That prayer which will put an end to all the demands, all the wants, all the prayers, that is this Asato Ma Sadgamaya. Second, it is a journey from emptiness to fulfillment. Asat, Mrityu and Tamas is emptiness. Sat, Amrit and third one, Jyoti. That is fulfillment. And so this is the prayer for evolution. Gamaya means you please make this happen, Bhagwan. So now, if a seeker understands this, where is this mantra found? This is found in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad 1.3.28. First part, first canto, third chapter, 28th mantra is this. Asato Ma Sadgamaya, Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Now, this mantra is, Shankaracharya's commentary is also there on this mantra, is very beautiful. Short commentary is there, mantra also is short that way. So, he says here that this mantra is a staircase. So, we use a staircase to climb. So, he uses the word Abhyaroha. So, we use a staircase to climb. So, in that he says that this is a staircase where one will systematically walk the spiritual path, turn to the divine. One who has seen the world enough and understood this is perishable. Please remember, Mrityu does not mean only final death. Mrityu means that which is perishable. And when we see all around us, it is a play of finitude only or not. So many things which we have thought will always be with us, it doesn't remain like that. People whom we think we can trust, many times they betray us. Even if they don't, their feelings sometimes change, intensity changes, many things happen. So continuous change goes on. So everything is very limited, and whether we know it or not, everything comes with expiry date. It will change, it will go. So one who has seen all that says, enough now, Vairagya has come. That I want to know that truth. What is that which is imperishable? So this is a staircase. So he says that it is a staircase to climb. And it will continuously remind me not to get settled in finitude, in this realm of asat, of death, of darkness. Many times we are very comfortable in that. Then life has to bring some kicks, some wake-up calls have to come. Then one wakes up. Arey, where was I lost? How did I even think like this? So a seeker is one who becomes alert. So every seeker would have got enough wake-up calls, then only spiritual quest will start. It will not start otherwise. Generally, when everything is happy, everything is going fine, does anybody remember Bhagwan? Festival times we will remember, because that way Rishis have introduced it to us specifically so that we remember. Otherwise, suppose Deepavali is not there, will we remember Mother Lakshmi? कि चलो 5 दिन हम लक्ष्मी जी की पूजा करेंगे, huh? Will we do that? through the year? May not. Unless she is my Ishtadevata or something, then I may not do. So through festivals they make us remember in good times, but otherwise by itself human being in good times doesn't remember Bhagwan. This is the prayer which will tell us every day that don't settle down for what is asat, what is tamas and what is mrityu. Don't settle down for that. Don't say I am a human being after all, this is, life is perishable, what to do now? You are born to realize the divine. That is our purpose. So, remember Bhagwan through this prayer every day. One boy, the father asked him that, did you pray today before food? What the boy replied? Small boy. He said, no, my mother is a very good cook. Means, we remember Bhagwan only in troubled times. Otherwise we don't remember. Or when we want something. So another teacher asked the boy, did you pray? He said, no, I don't want anything today, so I didn't pray. So we think when we go to pray to Bhagwan, it is a demand list. Give me this, give me this, give me this. And nothing wrong in asking Bhagwan. He is our father, mother. Some people have that false pride, आज तक मैंने भगवान से कुछ नहीं मांगा. अरे क्यों नहीं मांगा? Did Bhagwan tell you not to ask? You ask na happily. He is your father, he is your mother, he will give you. Whichever way, at least we are remembering Bhagwan, whether in pain or whether in when we have some demand. But seeker rises above both these. That seeker is a jignasu. Artha is one who prays in affliction. Artharthi is one who prays when one wants something. Jignasu is when one wants to know who am I, who is that Lord, what is our connection. That Jignasu does this prayer. So it is a staircase to climb. And it is quite long. So one remembers that my job is in this world. I have come, I am playing various roles, doing various duties. In and through that, am I evolving or not? What is the meaning of that? See, if you see a lamp, one of the best qualities of a flame is what? It will always go upwards only. It will never go down. Even if you try to, turn the lamp upside down, the flame will still go up only. The mind of a seeker is like that. Abhyaroha means that. The mind of a seeker will always evolve higher. The seeker does not get disheartened and feel dejected and give up. There will be problems in sadhana also, there will be obstacles, the mind will fall sometimes, distractions happen, but the seeker does not lose hope. Why? Because our true nature is Satchidanand. We are not trying to aspire and get something which is not ours. It is our true self. That means there is an error in my thinking. That means an error in my perception only. That I have to correct. The mind has to get tuned, it has to be purified. So Abhyaroha means that one who will always climb up, climb higher and higher. Second point about Abhyaroha he says is, it means to face Bhagwan. See Arjun, what did he do? When he had a problem in the Mahabharata war, very confidently he told Bhagwan that place the chariot between the two armies, I want to see who has come to fight me. And Bhagwan did that. And when Bhagwan did that, what did Arjun suddenly he see there? He saw his own family, friends, relatives, and then what happened? Collapsed. Suddenly he collapsed there. Because emotions got overwhelming, attachments rose, and he had not anticipated this, that he has to now kill them. See, it is not a war to just defeat. You can't defeat Bhishma and Drona, you have to only kill them. It suddenly struck him at that moment. What nowadays they call, no, it is not sinking in. It's what do you call it? Sunk in at that time. Oh my God, now I have to kill them. 12 years he did tapasya, okay. And he acquired all the weapons and everything, and he knew war is imminent, and then suddenly that day when it's in the battlefield, suddenly it strikes him, oh my God, I have to kill these people and they are my grandfather and my teacher, how will I kill them? If Drona and Bhishma were not on that side, Arjun would not have collapsed also. That's what my understanding is. Because he was very attached to Drona and Bhishma, specifically. So when he collapsed, his mind gave up and he built up so many arguments to go away into the forest. Then what happened? He surrendered to Bhagwan. Gave lots of excuses in the first chapter. And at the end of the first chapter, what did he do? Visrujya sasharam chapam shoka samvigna manasaha. He came down throwing his bow and arrow. Rathopastha upavishat. He came down from the chariot, came down and turned towards Bhagwan. And his back was towards the Kauravas. So, that is the turning point in a seeker's life. This means whenever I am doing the prayer, I am turning my mind towards Bhagwan. From Asat, from Tamas and from Mrityu, which is the nature of the world, I am turning towards Sat, Jyoti and Amrit. Every day, even if you do 5 minutes chanting of this and reflection on this, to that much extent we have turned away from the finite towards the infinite. These are powerful mantras actually of the Upanishads. We generally chant it in a very casual way because it's ingrained in our tradition and even children will know it, youngsters will know it, everybody will know it. But for a seeker it becomes very precious. It's like using a diamond for some paperweight, using some very precious item for something very mundane. So if I know the glory of this mantra, whenever I chant this, the mind will be uplifted automatically. So Abhyaroha word is meaning that one turns away from the world, turns towards Bhagavan. And that is when Arjun asks that Shishyasteham Shadhimam Tvam Prapannam. I am your Shishya, please instruct me, please give me knowledge. A seeker who has seen the world enough has the capacity to turn and seek knowledge consistently. If somebody has not seen the world enough, they should go and see it enough and get enough experiences where one says, I am done with it. Like a small child plays with the toys, enough and more it will play and then it will outgrow that. Same way Gurudev used to say, these toys of the world, we should play with it. And his very famous answer to that youngster who said, why did you leave your, you were a journalist, you were a master in English literature, you were working for a very reputed newspaper as a sub-editor, you did your law, then why did you leave all that and become a sannyasi? And what did Gurudev say? He looked at the youngster who was chewing bubble gum and he asked him, when will you spit the gum? He said, when there is no juice in it. And Gurudev said, I chewed the world enough, there is no rasa in it, I spat it out. That is the life. He went, he was there in Delhi, he broke into the elite circle, he saw the life there, he saw the enjoyment, and he also saw behind those laughs what all hollowness, emptiness, hypocrisy, so many things he saw, and he said, this is not what I want to spend my life doing. So that is a seeker. Now that seeker has turned. So every time one is praying, one is turning away from the finite towards the infinite. So one point he says is Abhyaroha. Second is, he says it is Pavamana. It will purify our heart. Just like wind. Suppose the room is closed for a long time. Then what do? Open it. Air should flow. It should get ventilated properly. First when I got posted in Mumbai, I was staying here in Churchgate, inside that room. This window which is there, is a great generous addition. There was no window, there is only wall. So if that door is closed, You are inside a cave, literally a cave, which is electrified gufa, that's all it is. So air doesn't come inside only you, there's no window that side you can't open, and there's no window this side, is one door, that's all. Some 8 years or something I stayed here. So the point is, when a room becomes like that, how difficult it is to stay. Think about that. Our mind is like that. Many times our mind is so closed. It needs to open. Let other thoughts come in, let the mind become more broad, think from various perspectives, not get fixated on one. Slowly the mind opens up. And this mantra will purify the mind. It will bring the thoughts of the divine into our hearts. So it is pavamana. And he also uses a third word called udgata. Udgata is actually somebody who chants the mantras in the Vedic rituals. So here it is said that this can be used for havan also. So in havans one can do, just like we do ahutis for devatas, one can even say Asato Ma Sadgamaya, Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya, Swaha. Havan also one can do with this. So he says this can be a prayer, can be done for japa. Every line you can do japa also of this. Japa here is not in the traditional sense of a deity being invoked and then you repeat the mantra of that deity. Here japa is, a mantra is that on which we reflect. So every time one repeats, suppose we say, okay, I will chant this mantra 21 times every morning. Don't just say Asato Ma Sadgamaya, Asato Ma Sadgamaya, Asato Ma Sadgamaya. It is not a mantra to be done japa like that. If I say 21 times, I am saying, then I chant and bring the meaning to the mind. Asato Ma Sadgamaya. Bhagavan, make me move from untruth to truth. Feel that. Then say 21 times. Then the intensity of seeking will become strong. Then purity of mind will happen. See, these are beautiful aspects which we can apply. As a sadhana becomes deeper, the same mantras which we generally chant and the mind is familiar with are used for doing deeper sadhana. Otherwise, right now we do Asato Ma Sadgamaya when? Only when the session has to end. Or if we are praying for everybody's well-being, that time Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina and then Asato Ma Sadgamaya. Or if you light a lamp. But a seeker can use this in prayer, in japa, in havan. And hence, he says here that, oh Lord, you please make us go. And Gamaya has a beautiful connotation that Gamaya means, Adhigamayati means to know, to make us know. Meaning, how will I evolve from finite to infinite? Can any amount of action make me achieve that? But we want it through action only. We want to be immortal through three main things. Through our actions. How? Mera naam hona chahiye. Even after I go, people should remember my name. What a great person he is, how much he did. So through the name, through my work, I want to become famous. Or in my profession, I should be on the top. So people know me by my name. That in this profession, this person is the best. Go to this person. Your job will be done. So I want to achieve immortality through my name. Karma. I want to achieve immortality through my child. What I could not achieve, I want to achieve through my child. Child doesn't mean only literally a biological offspring. Many times the teacher wants it to be achieved through the student. What that child has come for, what that student has come for, what that individual has come for, their own karma, their own baggage, their swadharma, that they will fructify and they will manifest. But sometimes one imposes, this has to happen. So, one wants to live through the progeny. And that is one of the reasons why you see some of the traditions, the same name will go on repeating in the family. The grandfather's name will be given to the grandchild. Why? Because the belief will be the grandfather has come as the grandchild. Anyway, the Upanishad also says the father only is born as the child. It does not mean that mother's contribution is nothing. Obviously, so we know that the 50% of chromosome comes from the father and 50% from the mother. But the gender is decided by which chromosome? By the father's chromosome. So the point is that we want immortality through action, we want immortality through progeny, we want immortality through money, wealth. So what does Upanishad say? Na karmana, na prajaya, na dhanena. Immortality doesn't come through any of this. It comes how? Tyage naike amritatva manashuhu. Only through tyaga it will come. When we move from asat to sat, we have to drop asat. Please remember that prayer is so powerful. It means I am ready to drop asat to go towards sat. Swamiji, asat ko साथ साथ लेके चलेंगे ना. Why don't we balance it out? साथ साथ. Balance cannot happen. Between darkness and light there can be a balance. 50% let us keep darkness, 50% let us keep light. Either there is darkness or there is light. No, Swamiji, nowadays there are regulators which come, You can dim the light. So general darkness is there above and thoda sa dim. That limitation of example, Baba. We are talking about darkness and light in absolute terms. They are opposed to each other. They can't stay together. Water and fire will stay together? Not possible. It will dry. The water will get evaporated in the fire. So the point is, spiritual life becomes very fast when we are ready to let go of the asat. Lot of time it takes only to drop the asat, not to realize the sat. अभी सब पहले फ़ोन उठाओ बाहर. Take out your phone, show it to your neighbor, let them check whether it is on silent or not.
Calling emergency services.
We have to do one prayer now before class. Bhagwan, please lead us from noise to silence. My phone from active mode to airplane mode. And Sanskrit prayer we'll devise now. So, Asato Ma Sadgamaya is a beautiful prayer where we are preparing our mind to say, let go of this asat, why are you holding on to it? Swamiji, does it mean we leave our house, family, everybody? No. If you need to leave, you want to leave, you have that intensity, vairagya, that is a different matter. But what is asat? Faulty ways of thinking is asat. Wrong notions is asat. Misconceptions is asat. Holding on to lies is asat. Speaking lies is asat. Drop all that. And hold on to truth. Asato Ma Sadgamaya means what? From untruth I move towards truth. Which means I value truth. Both are very important. Truth as the goal and truth as the means. Can I achieve truth as the goal with untruth as the means? That is not possible. We think like that in the world that it is possible, that the means will justify the goal. See, those are very rare situations where there is no other option. There also it is not done for personal reasons. If a Mahabharat war has to happen to establish dharma, ahimsa is the supreme dharma, no doubt. Now this is an exceptional situation where there is no other possibility. All other means have been exhausted. Then finally it is war has to happen, it has to happen. You can't stop that. But in daily life situations, if I want to realize absolute truth as my goal, it has to be through the relative truth only. Why? Because if the body, mind, intellect is not aligned, how will I know the absolute truth? It is not possible. And if I speak lies, Or if I think something else, feel something else, speak something else, that is called disintegration. Even in the corporate world today, they have that quality or not? Integrity is one big important quality. If integrity is not there, transparency is not there, you can't build trust, one can't build goodwill, one can't build even fearlessness, one can't build quality, it will not happen. Then what to talk about spiritual life? Upanishads very clearly say, Satyena pantha vitato devayanaha. The path of the truth is only through truth. And so I have to become ready to drop what is asat. All my attachments are asat. They will pull me down. I have to let go of the attachments. The moment we say let go of attachments, we feel our life will become dull, boring, uninteresting. No, it will become more inspiring, more interesting. If you let go something which is bogging you down, will you be able to fly higher or you will not fly higher? One will fly, no? Imagine if you have this, 2 bags always with you. No matter what you do, the 2 bags are always with you, full time. Will that not appear as burden after some time? One will want to remove it, saying, drop it, arey, what is this now? We are holding on to so many such bags in our mind. And then we want to feel light. And after meditation one feels light. Why? Because for some time at least one has dropped. Whether that person meditated or slept, that we don't know. One can feel light either ways. But people feel, Swamiji, I felt so light. It was so wonderful. And in that I saw some light also. Very good. But the point is this only, that how much burden is there. No? If I recognize it's a burden, I will drop it. I am not recognizing it as a burden. I am thinking this is a natural thing to be there. I am naturally attached to my children. How can I give it up? That is only causing you trouble and them also trouble. Both of you will be happy if you drop attachments and just let there be love, let there be freedom. So if we recognize what are the things that are binding me, what is asat, what are my attachments, and I am ready to let go, then we will move. And you will see that movement happens so fast. One difference between us and some of the great Mahatmas is what? Is they are ready to let go and they drop it. And that's why they realize very fast. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Vivekananda ji met him in 1884. 1886, Ramakrishna dropped his body. Only 2 years he was with his teacher. But look at his speed of evolution. Because he was able to let go. Came into that state of detachment very fast. Understood so clearly many things about the world. Definitely there will be Purva Janma, Samskar and some sadhana, there is no doubt in that. But they are able to do this. Why? Because they are ready to drop it. He's saying, okay, this is Asat, dropped it.
Nisargadatta Maharaj also.
Same way, Nisargadatta Maharaj. Such a short time. So, Asato Ma Sadgamaya is a journey where we say that I value truth. Many times there are wrong notions in our mind. We say, Swamiji, truth and all is fine, but in the practical world we can't be truthful. There is no value for truth in the practical world. Do you believe that? Again, your answer will be no in satsang, yes outside. Definitely there is value for truth. How much we appreciate that and we are convinced by that, that is our thought process. Why? Because even somebody who wants you to do something untruthful, wants you to be truthful with them. You can't be untruthful to them. They will get angry on that. Even those who are doing unethical things, or those who are even doing all kinds of, let us say, even whatever, they are gang leaders or dacoits, they have a code of conduct or not? They have to have their confidentiality within themselves and trust between each other, and they have to be how will you trust each other? Because you have to be truthful there, you can't trust otherwise. There is value for truth. How is the falsehood known? How does the falsehood get anything done? Think about that. If the opposite person knows it is false, will falsehood work?
No, it's in the garb of truth.
In the garb of truth only it will work, right? So even for falsehood to work, what is required? Truth is only required. Definitely truth has a value. Our problem is we don't value truth, we value the benefit that comes to us with or without following the truth. If I don't follow the truth, I will get that particular result faster. I value that more than the truth. Now that is the compromise that will happen. Or I ask the question, no? If I am truthful, what will I get? Now you think about that question. If I am truthful, what will I get means I value that thing more than the truth, no? अरे you be truthful for the sake of being truthful. No, Swamiji, क्या फायदा क्या होगा उससे? No, everything doesn't come by फायदा, no? Actually, we should ask that question, by not being truthful, what is the loss that I will get? That is the question we should ask, because that loss is never quantifiable or quantified. If you actually quantify it, one will know, Arey Bapre, the price of untruth is much more than the benefit of being untruthful. I will not be untruthful. But that loss which comes, that quantification of that, so it is very, very subtle level. And the benefit that I get by becoming untruthful is at a very gross level. Now obviously I value that more than the subtle one. If somebody says that you have a split in your personality, disintegration will happen between what you think, what you know and how you act. If you know what is right and you still speak the lies, then in your mind there will be conscience prick and guilt will be there and there will be a split personality. Jaane do usko. By telling lies I got this benefit, that is important. Now that is where, because I didn't quantify that how many janmas it will take to integrate the personality, how much my own mind will look at me and insult me. Next time I do something, I take a sankalpa, what will my mind say? You are such a weakling. You think you can do this? Forget it. You have never been able to do this. One small thing you say, you will wake up at 6 o'clock and go for a jog. You can't keep up that one thing and you are saying you will get mukti. Be practical, okay? Don't aspire for such impractical things. Now the mind only will insult me. Who will do the quantification of that? If somebody's mind goes on insulting them, their confidence will be low. Can they ever take up something very big? Even if they take it up for whatever reasons, if they are in a particular post that they have, insecurity will be there or not? Are we not seeing people in so many top positions? The biggest problem that some of them will have is what? Insecurity. And what levels of insecurity? Baap re baap. Somebody got a room with 3 windows and I got a room with only 2. He is my junior, I am the senior, still I got this one, they got that. Arey. But think big. Mind will have insecurity because it has not integrated itself. So the value for truth, a seeker has that great value for truth, that one is convinced that truth is the only way to live life. Even in daily life, if you think, harmony in relationships can happen only when there is truthfulness or not. How many relationships are breaking today because people don't trust each other? They hide. And then the fact comes out later, and then what do people say? I don't know who is this person at all. The image that I had in my mind about this person is so different. I even wonder whether this is the same person. All that, why does it happen? Because one did not one was not truthful, one was not transparent, one was hiding. And why will I hide? Because some benefit I want, some quick buck or some quick enjoyment, some quick pleasure, something I want, that's all. And for that, this whole deeper aspect of life gets into trouble. So seeker values truth, that I really value truth, and truth I value for its own sake. See, we have to come to that point of evolution where we value truth for its sake. Which is to say, in other words, in bhakti, we love God for the sake of God. Otherwise, today we love God for what? Because He is giving me things. If God stops giving me things, will I love God anymore? सोचना पड़ेगा कहाँ पे इन्वेस्ट करें. ROI, return on investment, जहाँ ज़्यादा मिलेगा वहाँ पे ज़्यादा करेंगे. No. Truth, one loves truth for the sake of the truth. Because that is our true nature. That is the main point Vedanta is saying. That we forget. So if I am really convinced by the truth, then my journey will be from Asat to Sat. If I have seen the life of misery in Asat, I will want to quit that and go to Sat. And how will I go to Sat? I must have the courage. So one is conviction. See, any change, no? There is a formula that I keep making. So formula for today's satsang is formula is what? Conviction plus courage plus consistency is equal to change. That's the formula. Conviction is required, not knowledge. We live by knowledge or conviction? Conviction, not by knowledge. Knowledge everybody has, anger is bad. But deep down we are convinced कि नहीं इतना anger तो होना चाहिए, because anger नहीं होगा तो लोग हमको तो लात मार के चले जाएंगे. हाँ. Forgiveness is very good for others. I will not forgive this fellow. So we have different convictions. Happiness is not in the world, Swamiji. Definitely, in Vedanta class we have learnt happiness is not in the world except in Rasagulla. There happiness is there. We live by conviction only. Doctor knows now how much harmful it is to smoke and drink. But the doctor only will be smoking and drinking sometimes. Why? Because the conviction is that gives me whatever. It gives me some kick, or it helps me to forget something, or relaxes me, or some people smoke because it relieves their constipation also. I am not joking. I have heard people telling me that. I don't know what it is, so people have told, I am just repeating it. So people drink because they have different convictions. So conviction is very important. What is my conviction? Truth has a value today. Do I love truth for itself? Am I ready to follow the path of truth to realize the truth? If that has become my conviction, is truth worth it? That's the big question. Is truth worth it? What did Pandavas get, Swamiji? They were truthful, they were righteous, they lost so many people, they struggled through their whole life. Bhagwan Ram was very truthful. What did he get? He got truth. He got dharma. Krishna Bhagwan was with Pandavas or not? Yato dharmas tato Krishna, yato Krishnas tato jayaha. Where there is dharma, there is Krishna. And where there is Krishna, there is victory. And there is true happiness. I may become successful with untruth, but what will happen to me? Will I be happy truly? Not necessary. Then what is the purpose? So if my conviction is there about truth, then I need courage to live the truth. Which means I should drop certain ways of thinking, certain ways of behavior, and become truthful. You know, if one quality is required to realize the truth, forget Vivek, Vairagya, Shatkam, Stampati, Mumukshutvam, all these technical qualities, they are necessary, no doubt, in Vedanta we say. But if you have to boil down to one quality required for truth, to realize the absolute truth, what will that be?
Courage.
Truthfulness towards oneself, that's all. I should be utterly honest with myself. Then I will realize the truth. And who said this? Nisargadatta Maharaj said that one quality required to know the truth is be utterly truthful to yourself. Know that this is where I am going wrong. Be utterly truthful and accept it and then try to change it. It will happen. If we justify, if we give some reasons, if we try to cover it up, we are only wasting our time. We are not doing anything else. We are only wasting our time and prolonging our suffering. If somebody wants to prolong their suffering now, that is their choice. And if the result is not coming immediately, when the result will come, definitely result will come, no? Of any karma which is done, which is based on falsehood, negative karma only it will bring. Immediately or sometime later or some lives later. Now when that karma comes, that time I am asking, no? What wrong did I do? I didn't harm even a mosquito, Swamiji. But this happened to me. Some karma only it has come, no? It has not come just like that from randomly anywhere. So it will come. If I understand all this, I don't know what karmas I have done in the past so far. At least now I become aware as a sadhak. Now I can stop and change my way of thinking, my way of living. That requires the courage. Courage for what? To let go of my past attachments and habits towards this untruth. And then it requires consistency in all situations. If I am able to do this, then slowly I will move from asat to sat. So we can apply truth in different levels. First level of application of truth is what? Simplest is tell the truth. Appears very simple. That is very difficult because it comes from thought. Sad vichar, sad bhavana, sad vani, sad vyavahar. 4 things we can apply. That is the journey from asat to sat. Sad vichar means to think positively, to think as per our deeper values, to think in an objective way, to think selflessly. That is sad vichar. Sad vichar also means to think about the absolute truth, contemplate on the supreme truth. As a seeker, one can do that with one's intellect. Sad vichar. Always think in terms of totality, think in terms of win-win. All that is sad vichar. How much we have created this kind of environmental damage also, global warming also, so many challenges we have created because we are not thinking from the holistic standpoint. 2 billion animals are killed every day. Can you believe? In the whole world. Every day 2 billion animals getting slaughtered. For what? 2-inch tongue of human being has to get satisfied for that. If we think in a holistic way, many things will change. So sad vichar means that. It is not to think only about myself. Sad bhavana means having loving thoughts, compassionate thoughts, thoughts of generosity, thoughts of positiveness for well-being of others also. When we really say sarve bhavantu sukhina, we should mean and feel that. Literally feel that from my heart there is light, love, energy, knowledge, peace, happiness radiating out of my heart towards the whole creation. And like Gurudev used to say, no, you put your hand, close your eyes and put your hand anywhere in the map of the world, that place will be boiling with lot of tension, conflict, war, difficulties. Look at what is happening in the world today, how much suffering. And we have taken it for granted. War is continuously going on. The value of life, resources, all that, if you think about it, how much one understands if one thinks about the war situation, what it brings, what kind of destruction, what kind of damage, terrible. So if we are in a situation where we are at least not going through all that, then the least we can do is pray for the beings, pray for the people that may Bhagwan please give peace to them, let this settle down. So Sadbhavana. One easiest way to develop Sadbhavana is what? Ask what I can do to serve and what I can do to give first. Before what I got, how people appreciated me or what did I benefit. If I start thinking how to give, Sadbhavana will happen. So Sadvani, Sadvichar, speaking the truth, thinking the truth, feeling honestly, having good feelings for others, and Sadvyavahar also. In daily transactions, the transparency is there, truthfulness is there, trust is built. Then even the vrata we take, we can be honest in that. You know, I go for Narmada Parikrama. One vrata in that is called Sadavrat. So Sadavrat means what? The Parikramavasi takes a vow, takes an oath that I will cook my food myself only. I will not trouble anybody else. So if somebody has taken that Sadavrat, then they will give them, rice, dal, whatever, whatever is available in the village as per whatever their Shraddha, Bhakti, they will give. And now the Parikramavasi will cook the food, depending on whatever is got, some rice or dal, rice and dal or roti and sabji, something they will sit and cook and they will make. And this is after walking the whole day. Morning also they will cook, afternoon also they will cook, sometimes evening also they will cook. They will not take food from other people. Or any such vrat one has taken. Any vrat if we take, suppose we say I am doing Ekadashi vrat, then one has to stick to that and no cheating in that, no compromise in that. If we develop this quality of no compromise in whatever vrat we take up, we will slowly develop that willpower to put aside any temptations, put aside any distractions. Because the beauty of this vrata is what, when we start doing vrata, then only we realize how much our attachments are. The day you do Maun Vrat, that is the day all important thoughts will come to you or not. That I need to tell this to this person, This is very imperative. If I don't tell this, then the XYZ will happen. At that time only all the thoughts will come. When you do upvas, that is the day you feel like eating what? Fried stuff. Pakoda. So I can't eat pakoda, then what to do? Make sabudana ka bhajia and eat. The day we start doing vrat, then we realize these are my attachments, these are my temptations, these are things which will come up. If I hold on to my vrat and I say no, I will not compromise, then I build willpower. That courage will come then only. Which is why sadhanas are important. And by the way, one point about Deepavali I forgot to tell, with that we will conclude, is what? Deepavali day we are supposed to do fasting, you know that? But wo to hamara to full on feasting happens. I actually on Deepavali day one is supposed to do fast and then worship Mother Lakshmi in the evening, wearing white clothes and some ornaments and all that. And after worship of Mother Lakshmi is over, then one has some prasad after the offering that has been done in the puja. These are all traditions. Now how much we follow is all up to us as sadhana. But festivals are meant for this. So today is Naraka Chaturdashi. Naraka Chaturdashi is the day when this Yamaraj is remembered. And as I said, 14 names of Yamaraj we already chanted. So that, see, anyway death is going to come. We are not going to stop that. We can't stop that and we should not stop that. But the point is, before this body drops, I should realize the immortal truth. That's why Asato Ma Sadgamaya. And Yama himself is also eager to give us that immortality. Because Yama is Dharmaraj. If we follow Dharma properly, Satyam we have to live. It's one of the greatest Dharma is Satyam. If I follow Satyam, I will realize Satyam. So Dharmaraj also is waiting. Dharmaraj is not interested in putting a noose around our neck and pulling out the jiva. Dharmaraj is bored of that job. If some jiva gets mukti, Dharmaraj says, chalo, ye kam ho gaya. Not because his work will become less, but that person has realized and fulfilled the purpose of evolution. Otherwise, life after life, we are going round, round, round. And if you actually think about it, when will the next human birth be? Is there any guarantee? There is no guarantee. Suppose you become a banyan tree and have to stand there for 300 years now. You just imagine. People in the world will pray, 300-year-old banyan tree. That banyan tree is feeling, Arey bhai, I am stuck here now, 300 years, I am standing now. You think, which janma, when human birth will come again, when will we do sadhana, when will I realize? There is no guarantee. If somebody says, once a human, always human, nothing like that. That is a myth. Yes, Shastra doesn't say that once a human, always human. But it gives one guarantee. Prashnopanishad, those of you who have studied, Prashnopanishad says very clearly, if a seeker is intensely walking the path of truth and doing the sadhana, if that seeker doesn't realize the truth in this life, the Rig Veda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, depending on whatever upasana that person is doing, will ensure that this seeker gets a human body to continue the sadhana. The Vedic mantras, Veda, Bhagavan will ensure that the seeker will get the human body to continue sadhana. So once a human, always a human is not the fact. What is the fact? Once a human, next also, once a seeker, next also is human till you realize the truth. So if you want to guarantee that next janma of yours has to be a human birth, then intensely do sadhana. Then Bhagavan will ensure, because my demand is that, no? My demand is I want to know the truth. Bhagavan will say, Tathastu, you get a human body to know the truth. If my demand is I want to enjoy, then Bhagavan says, okay, become Devta, become Yaksha, become Gandharva, become any Asura, become anything, depending on whatever my karmas are. So, this is a beautiful aspect. So, that is one aspect. Why we remember Yamaraj, that please help us to get out of your cycle of birth and death. Actually, it is not birth and death, it is death to death. You know, the prayer we did is from darkness to light. Tomorrow it will come, that is tomorrow's topic also. Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya. There are 4 possibilities in this. Darkness to light, light to darkness, then darkness to darkness and light to light. 4 possibilities. If we go from darkness to light, the next stage will be for us is what? Light to light. Bas. Then we are sorted. Today Narak Chaturdashi is also the day when Bhagavan Krishna killed Narakasura. 16,000 princes he had captured, and he was the son of Bhumi Devi. And Bhumi Devi became a cow and went to Bhagavan saying that I am not able to bear the burden of this son of mine for all kinds of atrocities that he is doing. Please finish him off. Please relieve me from this burden. So Bhagavan goes with Satyabhama, and there is a war that happens between both of them, and this Narakasura is killed. Those 16,000 princes are liberated, and they all take refuge of Bhagavan, saying that Bhagavan, nobody will accept us. Sita ji was not accepted in Treta Yuga. Now we are in Dwapar Yuga. Who will accept us? And 16,000 of us are there. You please, we take your refuge. So Bhagavan took them under his refuge. So he had how many? 16,008 wives. Gurudev used to give a very beautiful meaning of this. 16,000 thought varieties are there which are trapped by our ego. Narakasura. Ego makes our life naraka. In relationships also the ego is which makes it naraka. In spiritual life ego makes it naraka. In any aspect of life if you see ego is equal to narakasura only. And everybody has the narakasura. And thoughts are captured. Thought categories are 16,000 it seems. If ego is surrendered, what happens? All those thought varieties get divinized. Tremendous potential of that human being releases. You look at the mind of so many great Mahatmas, how they have lived their life. Millenniums have passed, we are still reading what Buddha is doing and how Tulsidas ji wrote the Tulsi Ramayana, and we are following Shankaracharya ji and so many great people. Because their ego dropped, infinite potential manifested. And the way to drop that ego is this surrender to Bhagavan, drop this body identification. So today that is our prayer that Bhagavan Asato Ma Sadgamaya, please lead us from darkness to light, from ego to egolessness, from selfishness to selflessness, from untruth to truth, from finitude to fulfillment. Please lead us to that. So we will conclude this satsang. We will sit quietly for 5 minutes and chant Asato Ma Sadgamaya 11 times.
Swamiji, what is the Raja Bali's this thing?
That is Bali Pratipada. So Bali Pratipada is, so Bhagavan so he measured 3 steps of in the Vaman avatar, right? So with the first step he covered this earth. Second step he covered the higher regions. Third step now he said, where do I put? So Bali Raja gave his head. So Bhagavan put his head on Bali Raja's head. He put his foot on Bali Raja's head. It is not that Bali Raja was crushed. He was sent to Sutalalok. He became the king of Sutalalok. And Bhagavan became his Dwarpal. Just imagine, Bhagavan became his Dwarpal. And he ensured that Prahlad gives him Satsang. He told Bali Raja, promised him that for the next cycle of creation you will be the Indra. This much benefits he got. Then Bali Raja said, all this is fine, but you covered all the 3 steps in 3 days. He took 3 days. First day he covered earth, second day he covered heavens, third day he put the head on his, foot on his head. So he said, I want your blessings that I will come out for 3 days and I will meet my praja and I will rule for 3 days on the earth. Those are the first 3 days. There is a story there in one of the Puranas that Trayodashi, Chaturdashi and Amavasya. Those are the 3 days Bhagavan took to cover these 3 places. So Bali Pratipada is the day when he will come out. And he will meet his praja and all that. Different times, different these things are celebrated. You know, Onam also they say that the Bali Raja visits in Kerala, his kingdom and all that. So Bali Pratipada is celebrated for that reason. Alright, so let's sit. Sit quietly, sit erect. Close your eyes. Take a few deep breaths. In the space between the 2 eyebrows or in your heart, invoke any form of Bhagavan that you pray to, or visualize Bhagavan in the form of light, and sincerely pray to Bhagavan that may we move from untruth to the truth. Asato Ma Sadgamaya. Om 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 Asato Ma Sadgamaya. May Bhagavan give us the conviction that truth is our goal, truth is our means. May we value truth for itself. May we have the courage to let go of what is untruthful. May we live consistently a life of truth in thought, word, and deed. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya. Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya. Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. एक आरती we can do. Let's take a plate inside and light one lamp here. Now we will do Chinmaya Arati and with that we will conclude.
Recording stopped. Deepavali and Dhanteras is celebrated in Jainism also.
Possible. Yeah, it is celebrated.
Okay, it is common to both.
Yeah, even in some aspects of Buddhism also they celebrate some, I don't know exactly which one, but it is celebrated in all the three. They may have different reasons for it also. And I think one common reason is definitely Bhagwan Ram returning to Ayodhya after destroying Ravan, because there is also the Jain version of Ramayana which is there, yeah. They may have other reasons, I think Mahavir Bhagwan's enlightenment or something like that, it will be there. That's been put up.
Things are all about mountains. Now while coming I saw they have the Aarti and all on Monday at Chopasi.
So the Deepavali day is supposed to be the enlightenment day of Mahavir Bhagwan. Yeah. No, it has, their tradition has been there, but I think they are hyping it up, yeah, now, correct. So they may have some other reasons also, but yes, it has been there from quite long time. Buddhism I don't remember now, but they also have a specific reason why they celebrate.
I have to run home.
Yes, please carry.
Swamiji, why don't you have a photograph of Yamraj on the this thing?
Sorry?
Altar? Why don't you have a photograph of Yamraj?
Very good. Next time onwards, let us do that. I was actually going to say that to Sandhya ji and to everybody, कि some of these traditions which we have forgotten, let us revive them. We should put Yamraj's photograph also and worship, because otherwise people don't know at all. Like see, for some years, so Dhanvantari, Devtas, Puja also. So next time, that was my point I was going to say in my next meeting, that next year Dhanvantari Puja we will do on the Dhanteras day and do the Lakshmi Puja on Deepavali day. If people are busy on that day, they don't want to come, then that's a different point, they can do in their houses. But Dhanvantari day we will do Dhanvantari Puja, so that at least that becomes clear to people. Otherwise they have connected Dhan, Lakshmi and Dhanteras, Lakshmi Puja on that day, then Lakshmi Puja on Deepavali, so there's a lot of confusion. Many times one is not aware. So we will try, next year we will bring up all these traditions. Okay, let's do the Aarti, Gurudev's Aarti.